Hi, it's Lisa here again. I am making some videos on the various symptoms I'm going through in the withdrawal from clonazepam, a benzodiazepine. I just started my 22nd month being free from clonazepam. I tapered way too fast over a 3-month period, and I've had severe symptoms ever since. This video is going to be on depersonalization and derealization. These are a state that your brain goes into, from what I understand, when it's in panic, when it's in high anxiety. It's a high anxiety state, and it's what your brain does to protect itself. Not a professional by any means, but just on the reading I've done, it seems like it's something that people who go through severe trauma may experience, where your brain just kind of shuts down and goes into protection mode. Well, that just shows you what these psychiatric drugs can do to your brain, that they can actually harm it to that degree where it feels it needs to go into a major protection mode. And I had it mildly the last year on the drugs. I didn't know what it was. I just felt like I was in this daze, trance-like state a lot. Like I just remember thinking, I don't know if I should be driving, and kind of getting lost in the grocery store and lost in conversations. But it wasn't disabling like it is now. It literally hit me like a ton of bricks right after I got off of the drug. Like the next day or two, I just went into this other world. And it's very, very hard to explain if you haven't experienced it, but I'm going to do my best. At the very least, people who are going through it will know they're not alone. Everything looks, this is the derealization now, everything looks not real. I feel like I'm watching a movie wherever I go. There are times I literally will reach out and touch something to make sure it's real and that it's there. I don't feel a connection with anything around me at all. It's like I'm alone in a fishbowl. That's the best way I can explain it. Like my head is in a fishbowl, and all my senses are in there with me. I'm like recessed into myself, and I cannot break free from that. Sounds feel distant and unconnected to me, like I'm listening through cotton or through that fishbowl. Visually, things seem kind of distorted. It's not even my eyesight, it's just my ability to feel connected to the things. Like picture that there's plexiglass in front of you, and you just can't break through that to feel close to the things in your vicinity. That's how it feels. Even I've heard smells get clearer when this clears. It's just the freakiest place to be, and it has been every single second of every day. There's times I've been almost catatonic, where I just stare and stare, and it's like I can't snap out of it. I remember once I was sitting there, and a little drool actually started coming out of my mouth, and I was like, oh my God. And I thought, you know what, if the house started on fire right now, I don't know if I could get up and even move. I was in such a trance-like state. And I go through my days like this. It can go from like a 9 to 10, 10 being the worst. It hasn't been below that. It's what keeps me from driving. It's what keeps me from being able to socialize to any normal degree. I'm like, everything's a startle response. All I know is what's right in front of me for that second. If somebody comes in, or the room, or there's a noise, or there's it's like, oh, what was that? It's like there's nothing around me. I'm sitting here in this room now, and I feel like this is all there is in my life. Like I have to consciously think, I'm in a house. I have a bedroom here. I'm in another world all the time. It's very, very scary. It is very disabling. But I also have to realize and remember and focus on the fact that it is my brain protecting itself, and that's how damaged it is. So I try to respect that, and I try to just go with it, as hard as that is. One time I was so out of it. One night I wasn't sleeping. I was having that kind of hovering sleep, and my brain, it's like everything was just so recessed. It's just like, it's like claustrophobic. You want to just scratch and break free from this cage, and you can't. And I remember I couldn't sleep, and all of these memories came flooding at me from my childhood, and they were more real than the now. And I remember feeling the feeling I had as a child in that situation. I was almost physically there. This went on all evening. It was just like, it was a catatonic state that I couldn't seem to break free from. So I just function like this all the time, and boy, have I become a good actress. The other one is depersonalization, where you don't feel connected with yourself, and that's just as bad because I don't know who I am. I feel like there's a Lisa out there somewhere, like a shell of her, and I just need to step into her and reconnect with her, and I can't. I don't remember who I used to be. I look at pictures of myself smiling and laughing or doing different things, or I can't, I know that that happened, but I can't remember being that person. I can't remember being happy. I can't remember being confident. I can't remember sleeping well. I can't remember being someone who isn't riddled with fear or anxiety or depression. I just don't remember her at all. It's like I'm a cardboard cutout of myself, just going through life trying to find her. I don't know how else to say it. When I do things, it's like I look at my hands and they don't look real to me. There's times I'm scared, like I'll see a foot come out and it's like, oh, that's my foot. Like I really don't feel a connection to who I am, what I love. It's just like this big void there. I look in the mirror and I know it's me, but I don't feel like it's me. I don't feel connected to that person I'm looking at. It is a very scary place to be. I've had friends say, you used to do this and that, and you used to be so happy and so much full of energy, and you used to... I can't remember it at all. It is really scary. It is so scary. I know some people have looked in the mirror and they see other images of themselves. Like they don't even see their face. They're so disconnected. I scare myself all the time with movements. I don't move properly. Like I'll grab something, reach for something, and I'll bump it because I'm not aware. My perception is off of where it is in my space. Even when I'm eating, I don't feel like I make conscious good choices because that's how bad the lack of connection is. Like, what do I need? Oh yeah, I haven't drank water all day. I just wander around in this state all the time. And it is... I have 4 that I would label my worst symptoms, and this is one of them, and it's probably the worst because the other one's depression and then some body things, but this puts you in another world, in another planet. You feel like complete alien, completely disconnected, completely lost within yourself, completely lost in life. I look at people, shopping and driving and running around and laughing and taking in multiple sounds and sights all at once and just being comfortable in their environment. I'm like, how do they do that? How do they do that? Just makes me want to run into my bed and hide under my covers. But I put on this stoic smile when I have to and act the way I know I should be acting, but there's no connection to what I'm doing. I know this all sounds crazy to anybody who's listening to this, who's never been through it. And believe me, if I was hearing it and I hadn't been through this, I'd probably go, yeah, right, okay, lady. But it is so real. This is what these drugs do to you. It is so scary. They have totally sucked my soul of who I am. I'm like a zombie performing from memory what I know I'm supposed to do in life. And that is it. No natural connection, no natural flow of movement, no calm, no relaxed being on this earth and with myself. I hope I've done some good at explaining this, as it is a really bizarre symptom, but I'm gonna get through. I've had tinges of it lifting, and just like lifting by 5 or 10% is like, oh my God, I'm coming back to life. I hear people say it's like you've risen from the grave, and I'm really beginning to believe that, like you've come out of this fog that has lasted for years. So the more my brain heals, the more it's going to recede, I'm sure, and I'm going to make it. God's faithful, God is good, and God's going to use this in my life, and I'm hanging on with everything I have. 1 more minute, 1 more hour, 1 more day, 1 more week, and boy, now 1 more year. Hang on, folks. We're going to get there.